Hey guys, Fly Girl VSG coming into you with my Move of the Week video number 3. Woohoo! This is the one I'm most excited to share, probably forever. These are some balance exercises. Now, sorry, I'm crouching. Balance exercises are difficult because, most people don't spend a lot of time balancing. But I heard a yoga teacher once tell me, I don't know how true this is, so certainly keep in mind I am not a physical trainer, I'm not a healthcare professional. But my understanding is that balancing for like up to a minute or 2 minutes a day does the same amount of good for your bones as a 100% of your daily calcium. So you may want to consider, balancing more. So this is going to help with that. I'm going to show you the beginning version, and then I'll show you what you can do if this starts to get easy, which is kind of what's happened to me, because I've been doing this for a couple years now. I do notice things like, yoga is easier because I have those balance muscles. They're kind of along the side of your thighs and obviously your glutes and your quads. But you've got these bands that run up and down, your IT bands that run up and down your side of your hips, and you're going to feel that a lot there. So it uses your core also, but those are kind of the major muscle groups. Is your core, your side of the thighs, your quads, and your glutes. So major muscle groups, all good stuff. I noticed that yoga is easier. I noticed that I can do things like a roller skate. Even running a little bit is easier. Like anything that's going to require kind of that on one foot. Now I don't run, just to qualify that. But when I do, I'm not all like a little shaky because I have good, strong thighs, core, glutes, things like that. So I find this helpful in my day-to-day life all the time. It's super, super great. So I call these the toe taps. I actually learned this from a couple of different trainers that I worked with through a boot camp that I took several years ago. So I've taken what they've given me and kind of modified it. Let me tell you, before I show you what the moves are, that you should do 10 on each leg. There's 3 different kinds of balance exercises that I put all together. You should do 10 on each leg, and you should do 2 sets of each. So this goes back to the move of the week number 1, is that you do 1 set of all 3. Okay, so you're doing basically 30 on each leg, and then you do some of these hip stretches that were in the move of the week number 1, and then you come back and do your second set. So let me show you. Hopefully you guys can hear me still. I have limited room, but so you kind of want to stand hip width apart, kind of rotate your pelvis forward so you're just in like a nice, good, neutral posture, shoulders back, core tight, and then you want to kind of put your weight on one leg, and you're going to kind of point your toe, and you're going to bend this. So this is my right leg, okay? So for you, it's going to look like the left, but you bend the opposite knee here, okay? And you reach as far forward and as far back. Now I'm having a hard time with that because the wall's right there, but I want you to see my feet. So you go, so this is number 2, and your toes should just tap. 3, 3, okay? So this is the first move, is that you kind of bend this knee to keep you balanced. You don't want to straighten it, you don't want to lock it, because you'll be at risk of twisting. And you just go forward, and you just let your toes tap. And if you lose your balance and you catch yourself, that's okay. Come right back to it. You can use your arms. You can do whatever you need to do. Your body, when it loses its balance, and you're like this and you correct yourself, those muscles, if you continue to try to do the balance exercises, those muscles will remember. It's your body's natural way of trying to adjust itself to bring itself back to standing upright and correcting itself. It's a good thing. So if you lose your balance, that's okay. I mean, don't obviously fall on your face, but it's okay. So I'm obviously not doing 10, but just to show you what this looks like. So you just kind of go forward and back, okay? And I'm actually probably doing it too fast. You want to slow it down a little bit. So for me, I kind of lift my knee in the middle here, and you'll feel that a lot right here. And that's why I do 10 on one, 10 on the other, and then I move to the second thing, which is off to the sides. So you kind of V out. And I'll show these to you from the sides too, but you kind of V out. Again, you want to make sure that this knee does not go in front of your toes, just like with the squats. You want to make sure that the weight is in your heel. You don't want to be leaning forward on your toes. Just like in squats, you want to keep your weight balanced on your foot, a little bit more in your heel, and bend your knee. But if your knee bends forward past your toes, correct yourself. That's going to put a lot of strain on your knees. So you just go forward and back. And you do that 10 times. And you just do a slight little toe tap on the ground. So you're like barely touching. And again, this is not that hard for me. So if you guys don't do any balance exercises, you're going to be a lot more wobbly. And that's okay. That's a good thing. It gets better with time. It really works all those muscles here, 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 all of it. Okay? So then you go back over to the other side. I'm not counting my reps. I'm just trying to show you what this looks like. You just kind of go off to the side. You kind of lean forward, lean back. Sorry I don't have a lot of a voice. I lost it pretty early on Friday with Lauren being here. And then the party, of course, on Saturday. Actually, that's not true. I'm pretty sure I lost it pretty early in the party on Saturday. I don't think I lost it Friday. So I'm a little hoarse. So that's number 2. Then you go right back into the third one, and you go kind of forward. This is much harder. Go forward and back, so you kind of cross. So you're not going to be able to go as far here as you can here. So don't expect to be able to go very far. You just go forward and back. And this foot, for me, this is the hardest one, so I actually tend to do it first to get it out of the way. But your foot's going to be, I want you to see my feet. Your foot's going to be wobbly, and you can tell mine, especially in this one, certainly is wobbly. So you do that, and you cross over and do 10 on each leg. So you do 10, and then you switch legs. You don't do 1 and 1. That's not actually that much balance. Again, I'm probably going too fast. You want to go a little slower, more like this. And man, I'm telling you, if you don't feel that here, whew, feel the burn. And then you finish your, speaking of balance, finish your 30 reps, and you do your, spend a solid minute on each leg, okay? A solid minute on each leg to stretch these out. Whatever this is easier for you, whether you do this against the wall like I showed you in week 1, or you do it on the sofa, or you do it on the floor, you could do pigeon pose. Probably show you that pose as a move of the week another time. So let me just show you what this looks like from the side so you can kind of get an impression of that. I don't know if it's important, but so you just go forward and back. Forward, and this is kind of the beginner level. And this is about the speed you want to go at. I think the slower you go, the harder it is, because you're not propelling yourself forward. And then for the other ones, you want to go out to the side. I don't think you can really tell from this angle. And then this is the one that's forward. Ooh. Or to the back, to the cross, the opposite side of your body. So that's what that looks like. Now, if you do this for a long time and you're like, that's just too easy, what I do is except for the front and back ones, I do the side where I actually don't put my foot down. I'm just kind of reaching. You know what I'm saying? Like, my toe either barely touches or that, like, because usually that touches to kind of give you a touch base to, like, gain a little comfort, is I just do it without touching. So I'm actually balanced the whole time. Okay? So if this gets easier, you're like, I've got this down, Lindsay, what are you doing? Try that. For the front and back ones, I actually kick forward and kick back. And kick forward and kick back. So this is the more advanced move, is that you're changing your plane continuously. So it definitely uses those muscles. But in doing so, you're not getting any relief by putting your foot on the floor. So you're constantly working. Again, you have to remember, keep your core tight and keep your weight as evenly distributed in your foot, although towards the back as you can. You don't want to be on your toes. I don't think you can see my feet, but you don't want to have the weight I'm exaggerating that. You want to have the weight in the back, kind of more in the center of your foot, but in the back if you're going to gear one way or the other. So that's, I can't go all the way back, but generally that's what that looks like. So those are the moves of the week. I highly, highly, highly recommend these exercises. They add about 5 to 7 minutes to your workout, including a couple minute stretches in between and after. They're very important, and they're really good. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. I hope you find that useful, and have a great workout today, you guys. Let me know how you like this move, okay? Especially because when I first started doing this move, I hated them. I hated them. I hated feeling uneasy. I hated feeling shaky on my feet. I hated all of it. However, the more I do it and the easier it gets, the more I appreciate how it affects my daily life. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go roller skating and I'm doing these 2 or 3 times a week with the stretches and everything, I can actually roller skate and keep my balance. Or hiking, like if I lose some footing, like I can catch myself easier. It actually affects my day-to-day life. It makes a huge difference to have those muscles nice and strong. Okay, have a great, this is supposed to be Monday, but I was super busy yesterday. So here you go. Happy Tuesday. Have a great week. Keep it fly out there, guys. Bye.